Hello, very good morning to everyone, and a very happy Sunday to all of you. I hope you guys are doing great, and I'm doing amazing. And well, didn't get enough sleep, yesterday, so was just not in a position to go ahead and make a video, right? Because sleep is very important, and it's for all the audience out there that sleep is essential for your regular functioning of life. So, just wanted to start on a particular topic, which is one of my loved topics. Not only because I am a MBA graduate, I mean, a long time back, but still I love to talk on topics on management. So we'll slowly go ahead and discuss a couple of key management aspects, which is quite essential for any organization to grow, and at the same time, it's also very lucrative for the employees as well. So today, I mean, things are changing. We are almost experiencing a paradigm shift in all of the corporate functions. Might be finance, might be human resources, might be technology, or might be operations, right? And definitely last not but the least, uh, it's marketing and how consumer behavior works. So these are some of the key topics of management, which is quite conventional in nature. We all know about it, right? So now, well, I wanted to discuss today. Just picked on a Sunday. So Sunday is all about people. Well, people spend. I mean, they spend a lot of time on Sundays. So let's talk about human resources and what human resources were and what human resources is at this point of time and what human resources will be eventually. All right. So like any function, human resource in itself, it's a seamless function, I would say, and it's extremely important for any organization, though it might not sound very much direct or very much in synchronization to what operations do or what in technology do or what the sales guys do, all right? But it's extremely important and it's of paramount importance. Though it might be a support function, but yes, it is indeed essential to go ahead and perform any task. And to perform any task, you would definitely require a HR system in place. Alright, so I would want to talk about what HR was, as I discussed before. HR was quite traditional. I mean, when we talk about traditional, it's like it was very conventional. You can see. I mean, HR would always used to perform or execute on a real-time basis. All right. So, for example, there are a couple of things which I've also noted down, which is a part of conventional HR. It's through my experience in the corporate world and through my knowledge. When I was doing my post graduation in management as well. So HR in itself was a very conventional aspect which dealt with a couple of things like recruitment, training and development, administration, and then we certainly had labor laws in place which dealt with industrial disputes, industrial resolution, collective bargaining, how to deal with the government, and you can say wages and compensation. So all these were certain factors which led to conventional HR. All right, but yes, there has been a leap, there has been a paradigm shift in HR, which is so-called as strategic HR or competitive HR, which is practiced in today's organization. It is more of a proactive model which is followed, unlike the real-time basis, which is much of a reactive model which was followed, gone back those days when HR was a particular function. I mean, it was more into administration and a couple of points which I was discussing. We recruit people, then we go ahead and train people based on the job requirements. So training used to be done only on the job requirements. So for example, if we have a SOP in place, like a standard operating procedure, and we get a communication from the HR officer gets a communication from the plant. I was fortunate enough to do a project in Tata Motors. I did a project on competency mapping 14, 15 years ago. So based on that particular requirement, as per the production people. And the HR folks were used to design and they were used to train people, and that used to get completed there itself, then and there itself. And after that, there was not much of refreshers happening, or not much of signposting happening. So it was very custom made. It was very tailor fit, you can say, for each and every employee in the organization. But today it's quite different. Well, I would say rather it's much more it's much more of a value add to the company, because today's HR, I mean, though I don't work in HR, right? I've been in operations for a very long time. Today's HR, but I do see how they function on a daily basis. It's quite in synchronization to the company's goals and objectives, or what the company is looking for in the long run. I mean, it's completely in par with their vision. So the HR role or the HR function is much of a visionary these days, when they're looking into much more aspects apart from only recruitment, training and development. Yes, there used to be manpower planning before, labor laws, wages and compensation, administration. These were the conventional methods of HR, or how HR would used to function. So that was the scope of the HR function. However, in today's world, I would not say it's completely different. I mean, you can say the backbone is still the same, the piston is still the same. However, I would say it's very much vision oriented of the company. It's the company's vision. Employees, when I talk about employees, it's the employees' job security, employee safety, and to an extent, it's also about the employers or the employees, mental health as well, or the employees' well-being as a person. So I've noted down a couple of points which I would start with. So the very basic thing which human resources today is striving for is nothing but employee retention. We do understand there's a lot of layoffs happening, there's a lot of automation happening, there is AI, there's a lot of intervention from AI as well, but still human capital retention stands important in terms of strategic HR, which is today's HR, wherein the HR functions are completely aligned with the company's vision, what the company is trying to achieve, what is the company's succession planning looking like. So we talked about manpower planning in the traditional approach. So here it's a little bit, I mean, you can say a little bit more to it, which is the succession planning, which means that how many employees will the company keep as a parameter to go ahead and achieve their HR objectives, and how productive they would be, how effective they would be, and what would be the success rate of that particular HR business plan which they are going to draft or they are going to formulate accordingly. So that's how the succession planning would look like. It's very much vision oriented. So for example, if the company's vision 5 6 years down the line is into global expansion, so your HR function might be all those functions which were conventional in nature would be aligned to that. So if you want to hire a couple of people, what exactly are you going to do? Keeping this in mind that you're going to expand one of your offices, might be in Mexico or might be in the US. So this is how it works completely. Secondly, job enrichment and job security. That is something which employers are aiming at as well. How enriched a person is at their job. For example, if I am working with the XYZ company, how enriched I am, how self-actualized I am I able to realize my own potential? Is my own potential completely at par with my job's role or with my company's goal and objectives? This is what they're looking out for. There's a lot of training things which are happening. I mean, they have several tools on which they train these days. Those are very much on a real-time basis. you may get it on, all those management books, but you may not get as well because there are a lot of updates which are happening. And it's also at the same time in synchronization with the digital world as well in terms of technology. Coaching, I would say, is another very important aspect, wherein employees are completely coached accordingly, wherein what exactly they want to achieve, how they can go ahead and increase their possibilities to upskill themselves and grow within their corporate network, so that it would also help the company and at the same time it would help the individual as well. The following recent trends in HR, which is again very important, and much more focus is given on performance management. So they might be having a performance cycle in chart wherein they actually go ahead and let you know what your performance is so that you can go ahead and accordingly benchmark your performance. So performance they're looking out for. HR is business HR, or you can say a business partner, which they say, because performance is something which is quite relative in terms of your productivity or in terms of the company's goal as well. So these are some of the aspects. So it's a good thing because we're seeing this on a daily basis. When we go to work. I mean, I've seen this, also happening when I was working with J.P. Morgan. I worked with Chase. I was fortunate enough to work with Chase. I was there for 4 years. All right. So the functions are completely drifting in terms of what we need and what is the need of the hour. That is something very important. Well, this is something which I wanted to talk about. I tried making it a little bit brief, but yeah, I think so. It didn't go that brief, but yes, I would definitely go ahead and make much more comprehensive content. So it was just a glimpse how the corporate functions are changing. HR, it was just a normal function. You can say, just like a personal department those days or the administrative department, when they would used just to work on a real-time basis. Manpower allocation, staffing, recruiting people, taking interviews, and all of those. But now it's much more. At that time, I would say rather is, the main aim was to catch the fish. Now you go ahead and catch the fish, and at the same time, train the fish so that it swims throughout. Thank you very much. Looking forward for more videos. And I would definitely go ahead and make much more content on this. Sure, Sandu here, and my channel is Outlandish Bricks, as you guys might be knowing if you have viewed my channel. And please do hit the subscribe button so that I can make much more lucrative content to all my audience. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.